The Temple of Poseidon is a stunning and powerful place that you absolutely must visit when you're in Athens. The 2,500-year-old marble temple sits on a 60-meter cliff on the Cape of Sunion, overlooking the Aegean Sea, and it's a truly amazing sight.
Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm Chris.
We love do-it-yourself, minimalist-style travel, which means we like to skip the crowded tour buses and not spend too much money.
We're currently on a 4-month trip through Ontario, Quebec, Greece, and Italy.
This month, we're in Athens, Greece. Here's how to visit the Temple of Poseidon in Sunion on your own from Athens. There is a public bus that leaves Athens several times a day. We chose to take the bus that leaves at 10:30 a.m. Its point of departure is the bus depot at Poseidon Areos on the corner of Mavram Miton Street and Alexandros Avenue. I hope I said that was right. It stops at several other places in Athens as well, but you have to flag it down as it goes by, so we just went to the bus depot because we thought it would be way easier. I'll put the link for the bus times and departure points in the description. We showed up at around 10:20 a.m. and the bus was sitting there waiting for us. The bus left the bus depot at exactly 10:30 a.m., so don't be late. Once we were on the bus, someone came by to collect money for the tickets. It was €12.50 per person for a round-trip ticket, and they take cash only. The bus itself takes about 2 hours, and since we're traveling during the pandemic, everyone needs to wear a mask. Our stop was the last stop on the bus route, so you can't really miss it. It lets you off right in front of the Temple of Poseidon. The first thing we did when we arrived was to head down to the beach and swim in the crystal clear blue Aegean Sea. The water was warm and calm in the bay, and it has high salinity, so it was super fun to float around. We also brought our picnic lunch and ate it on the beach, looking out at the spectacular cliffs and the clear blue sky. There are some restaurants and cafeterias around as well, but we prefer to bring our own food and water, and it's cheaper, and we don't have to rely on the limited restaurant options in such a secluded area. After our swim, we put on our hiking clothes and headed across the road to the trails in Sunion National Park so we could check out the sweeping views of the Temple of Poseidon and the Aegean Sea. Around mid-afternoon, we headed back down the trail and up the hill to where the Temple of Poseidon sits. We were debating on whether it would be worth paying the €10 a person entry fee to see the temple close up, or if the views we already had of it were enough. We figured that since we already had taken the bus down here, we may as well pay the entry fee. At first I felt a little silly paying to get in, but once I saw the temple, I knew we had made the right choice. The views from the temple from far away were amazing, but it does not compare to the raw power you feel from the temple close up. It's easy to see why the ancient Greeks chose this place to build a temple to honor their god of the sea over 2,500 years ago. The way the Temple of Poseidon sits 60 meters above the sea gives off such power and beauty. You can see why the ancient Greeks would have honored the god protecting them from the storms on the seas here at the edge of Cape Sunion. We spent over an hour walking around the grounds of the Temple of Poseidon. Our timing was perfect because we arrived just as a tour bus was leaving and another one didn't show up until we were getting ready to go, so we had the place almost all to ourselves. It would have been great to be able to actually get up and walk through the temple itself, but given all the carvings from the visitors in the 1800s, you can see why it's more protected. We then headed down the hill along the paths of the historical site, past the foundations of the ancient village, learning that this place was not just a standalone temple in ancient times, but an entire town. As the paths took us towards the exit, and not having had quite enough of the temple, we ascended to the clifftop once more to have one last look at the Temple of Poseidon and the Aegean Sea below. At around 5:20, we went back to the same place the bus had dropped us off at in the morning to catch the 5:30 bus back to Athens. Once again, the bus left right on time. We arrived back in Athens around 7:30 p.m. We also have a blog post on our day trip to the Temple of Poseidon, including our packing list. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more unconventional, minimalist, DIY-style travel adventures.